Hi, my name is Christian Rahman, and this is my SPED talk on Firebase. Firebase is a lot like other database uh, services in that it gives you a way that you are able to use it for apps and other things to help save data, as well as use login and other things like that. I personally use Firebase to help myself have a good place for people to save their credentials as login software. But Firebase is a lot more than that. The big thing that Firebase does is the log information and the database stuff. But there are also a lot of other use cases for this. Um, I really like I personally have paid for this. You can get it for free, but I paid for it so that I can get a couple more options available to me. The first one is that you can get a flow application. This basically lets you see where your user is going to on and off your application. It'll let you be able to see if they're going from this part to this part. Maybe I want them to go into a different direction when they first come into the application. Instead of first going to check their email, I want them to check on their statistics first. I'm making a Math Fighters app, and so I want their first action to be to go to their quiz feature and be able to take math quizzes. The next one is a little less used. I don't use it personally, but it's a welcome back screen. It just personalizes things for the user. It also lets you update on the fly. It lets for applications to be updated while people are still running them, and it'll just update on the way. Um, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, but this is I'm just going to read what it says here because I think it gives it a really good um, overview. It says, it's no surprise that people use apps across devices. A user may check your app on their mobile device, then open it on their laptop and revisit it later on their tablet. Basic analytics may interpret this as three different users inflating your churn rate. I think this is a really cool idea that this kind of application, or my application in particular, can be done on multiple different devices. I haven't quite gotten that far. I'm still just using my iOS app, but I think that it's a good idea that you want your app to be on multiple different devices, and this website, Firebase, allows you to do that. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about on here is that you can add a chat to your app. I didn't think this was going to be very useful to me, but I've actually tried to implement this into my own app, being able to talk to your opponents or the other people on the app to see how they're doing with their math and their other things like that. The pricing on this isn't super expensive. I personally do the pay-as-you-go plan. Um, it allows me to get a good amount of database and other good stuff like that with all the other functions while not having to pay the $25 a month. I'm only going to use it for 2 months, and so I didn't want to sign up for a big plan. But I thought this was a really good way that we could see what we need to do. And they even have a cool Blaze plan calculator here that allows you to see what you want to do and what you need to do. So let's say I wanted to do more phone authentication and I wanted more verifications because you get 10,000 free. Let's say I wanted to get up to 60,000. That's going to be $500. So that's obviously way too much. But if I did want to do maybe, I don't know, just a couple more, I can just go up to $75. And this is a really cool way to do it. I'm using just the base phone authentication. I'm using a little bit more storage than they want, and also a little bit more Cloudflare storage than is offered because I'm making a couple different apps right now. But that's basically Firebase. Really cool for phone authentication as well as just database storage. And you can start for free and continue on upwards. That's my SPED talk. Thanks for listening.